Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! Okay, so here I go. I just got a new phone for Christmas and decided to go out with my friends to the park and show it to them. I was showing them all the features and then, cue the entitled kid. He looked around 9 or 10 years old. I'm 12 by the way. What's in your hand? He asks. My phone? How much is it worth? Around $500. Can I have it? No. The entitled kid then walked away and my friends and I joked about it and didn't really think much of it. Then some lady and a kid walked towards us. Cue the entitled mother. My kid told me you stole his phone, so give it back. No, I didn't. Are you calling my son a liar? I'll have you arrested, you know? The entitled kid was standing behind her with an evil smile on his face. I didn't take it, it's mine. Stop lying, you little crap. My friend says he didn't steal it. He's telling the truth. The entitled kid then darts forward and snatches the phone out of my hand. Hey, give that back. I yell. Don't yell at my angel. She then slapped me and said she was calling the police for stealing and assaulting her. She proceeded to call the police and the cop arrived in around 10 minutes. What seems to be the matter here? Those kids stole my angel's phone and assaulted him. No, I didn't. It's my phone. Then my friend started saying, and we didn't assault anyone. She assaulted us. Cue the store manager. I heard yelling. What's going on? These hooligans are getting arrested for stealing from my angel and assaulting him. We did not, I swear. The store manager says, well, we have security cameras outside that we could check. The cop says, then let's check them. And the entitled mother went pale. No, we don't have to do that. I'll just be on my way and you can just arrest them. The cop stopped her from leaving. We then went and checked the security cameras. And what a surprise, it showed her stealing and assaulting us. She freaked out and took the phone and smashed it in rage. The cops took her away and arrested her. We pressed charges for theft and assault. And she got 2 years of community service and was forced to pay for the phone. She ruined her life for absolutely nothing. Don't know how she thought she could get away with that. So, I'm a nurse and used to work in the emergency room. And one day, I got 4 kids ranging in the age from 3 to 8 years old, family of 5 who had been in a car accident. So here is the story. The entitled mother decided to take her kids to a fast food restaurant. On the way, she ended up in a head-on collision with another car. A 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and 6-year-old were in the back seat. No booster seat or baby car seat. Only the 6-year-old had a seat belt on. In the front seat was the 8-year-old, no seat belt. And the entitled mother was holding her 6-month-old infant in her lap. Also, no seat belt. The 4 older kids went to me because they luckily had bumps and bruises, and the 8-year-old had some minor airbag burns. X-rays showed nothing broken, but those kids were going to be in a lot of pain tomorrow. They get discharged, and I get to tell the entitled mother her other kids were okay, and could she sign the discharge papers, and who should I contact to come get the kids. The entitled mother and the baby were in the main ER because the baby took the airbag to its face and it had airbag burns to its face and arms. I went to the baby and the entitled mother's room, but only to find the baby on a bed. The bed rails were down, the infant was near the edge of the bed and crying. The entitled mother was nowhere in sight. Parents are required to remain in a room with the children, and if they need to leave to go to the bathroom or something quick, they are supposed to call the nurse so someone can watch the baby. I cuddled the baby and pressed the call button. I say, do you know where the entitled mother is? I just walked into the room and the baby was in bed, close enough to the edge to fall off. The nurse answers, no, I don't know. We will try to find her. I can't believe she just left the baby on a bed like that. They found the entitled mother outside smoking a cigarette. We told her that it's against the law to smoke on hospital property and that she can't just abandon her baby like that, especially when they could have fallen. She got an attitude and said she just needed the cigarette, and what are we going to do about it? Well, we did call the police. The police said they were considering arresting her and taking her to jail straight from the hospital, but said they wanted to be sure they had every charge they could throw at her. They also considered having CPS go ahead and take the kids, but the father and some uncles showed up and begged the police to let them take the kids home. So the police decided to let the kids go home. The baby was sent to the burn center and mom got discharged. Police said that at a minimum they were charging her with reckless driving, child endangerment, having no car seats, having no booster seats, fines for her and the kids not wearing a seatbelt, and child abandonment. I hope she went to jail for a long time, but sadly I never learned the specific outcome. And the icing on that, Grandma brought the 8-year-old in because she was crying in pain at 10 p.m. I asked her why she hadn't been given her prescriptions, and Grandma said, "What prescriptions?" I told her that the entitled mother had been given prescriptions for all the kids, including Motrin and Flaxerol for the 8-year-old. Grandma was livid, but the entitled mother went home and only filled her own prescription, took them, and she went to bed. This happened a couple of days ago in Hollywood. I traded up my phone for the holidays on AT&T's website and arranged the pickup in my nearest store. The receipt I had for the pickup said that the phone was being held until December 30th, so I went in on the 29th to pick it up. I needed to get to work and I wasn't going to be available to leave work during business hours, so it had to be then. I was hoping the whole process would take like 15 minutes or so, but it didn't. I get there and the individual, Alan, tells me that my phone wasn't available because I had waited too long and they had cancelled my pickup, even though I had until the next day to do so. I showed him the email that says that and he shrugs his shoulders and he says that they cancelled the order because they counted the day I placed the order as one of the days towards cancellation, which is obviously stupid. Then he offered to sell me the phone that I was trying to pick up because it's impossible for me to pick up the phone that was being held for me. I just want my phone, so I agreed to go through the purchase process. And as it turns out, I'll have to pay for the phone again and let AT&T refund the funds for the original order. Major nonsense, but again, this is all the time I have to pick up my phone. I asked him for the phone number for someone that I can speak with about what is going on here, and he tells me that I need to speak to customer retention and gives me a phone number. He pulls off a list. So he goes through the process and by then I'm late for work, and he tells me that he's having problems selling me the last unit of the phone I wanted to purchase. He tries to upsell me, and I tell him that I want the phone I ordered and tells me that he's having some trouble because the system is not letting him sell that unit. It's the last unit he has, so he needs to take extra steps to sell it to me. So now he goes on his phone and makes some phone calls to try and unlock this unit. Meanwhile, he leaves me alone long enough to find out that the phone number he gave me was absolutely nonsense. It led to an unworking extension for AT&T and it would just stay on hold. I went on Google and discovered this by finding the actual customer retention phone number and calling it. So now I'm speaking with a customer retention specialist and I explained to him what's happening over the phone. The retention specialist confirms that yes, my phone is available for pickup and has not been cancelled. Meanwhile, on his phone, I can hear Alan speaking with someone at AT&T, and the person he's speaking with says over the speakerphone, "I can't allow you to sell that phone. It's been held until tomorrow for customer pickup." So I asked the person on Alan's phone to repeat that and confirm that yes, Alan was trying to sell me the phone that I had already purchased and was there to pick up. Then I asked the customer retention person I'm speaking with if he heard the other individual's comment. The customer retention rep confirms that he heard what the other AT&T rep has said. and the retention rep asks me to confirm the store number I'm located at and the name of the person I'm speaking with. At that point, Alan, upon realizing I'm speaking with customer retention and retention heard everything he's trying to do with my phone, tells me to leave the store and tells me he's going to call the police if I don't. Customer retention rep on the phone hears him kick me out of the store. So I didn't get my phone that day, but I did have it delivered to my house next day UPS, which was nice, and I get to have a conference call with a regional manager from AT&T, along with a supervisor at customer retention, and also a manager for third-party dealer locations, while the customer retention specialist confirms everything I was telling them. So yeah, I didn't get my phone that day, but I did ruin someone else's, and that was way more satisfying. Edit. Dispute over ownership of a property during a sale is not a police issue. If I had waited for them and refused to leave, they would not have taken my side. They would have arrested me. Ownership of a paid-for item at worst is a civil court issue, and no cop is going to arrest some dude at an AT&T store for not giving me my phone unless he had lifted it out of my pocket. Please, stop suggesting I should have waited for the police. I was already on the phone with the corporate and late for work. I had just gotten off the train and was making my way towards the exit of the station when I heard a loud commotion. At first, I thought it was just some rowdy teenagers causing trouble, but as I got closer, I realized it was something much more serious. There was a woman screaming and shouting at a man in uniform. She was pointing her finger in his face and demanding to be noticed. The man, who I could see was a soldier, was standing completely still, not reacting to her in any way. I could see that he was trying his best to ignore her and just get on with his day. I felt a sense of anger rise within me as I saw the entitled woman continuing to berate the soldier. How dare she treat someone who has fought for our country with such disrespect? I decided to step in and see if I could help defuse the situation. "Excuse me, ma'am," I said politely, trying to get her attention. "Is everything alright here?" The woman turned to me with an angry face. "No, everything is not alright. This man is completely ignoring me. I demand that he gives me the respect that I deserve." I could see that the soldier was getting increasingly agitated by the woman's behavior, and I knew that I needed to act fast before things got out of hand. "Ma'am, I understand that you may be upset, but there is no need to shout at this man. He's just trying to go about his day." The woman scoffed. "I don't care. He needs to listen to me." At this point, I could see that the soldier had had enough. He gently pushed the woman's finger away from his face and said in a calm voice, "Ma'am, I'm sorry if I have offended you, but I don't have to listen to your demands. I'm just trying to get home to my family here." The woman was clearly taken aback by the soldier's response. She stepped back, looking at him with a mixture of shock and indignation. "How dare you talk to me like that? I demand that you show me some respect." The soldier simply shook his head and continued on his way, leaving the woman standing there fuming. I could tell that she was not going to let this go easily, so I decided to stick around and make sure that nothing else happened. And as I suspected, the woman quickly turned her attention back to me. "Can you believe the nerve of that man? He thinks he's so much better than me just because he's in the military? Well, I'll show him who's the boss." I tried to reason with her, but she was clearly not in the mood for listening. She started to get more and more agitated, and I could see that things were about to take a turn for the worse. Suddenly, I hear a voice behind me. "Excuse me, ma'am," it said. I turned around to see the soldier standing there, and his expression stony. "What do you want?" the woman said. "I just want you to leave me alone," the soldier said. "I have done nothing to deserve this kind of treatment from you. I have fought for this country, and I will not be disrespected by someone like you the moment I set foot back into my own country." And the woman lost it for some reason, and she attempted to slap the soldier right on spot. But before she could, the soldier reached out and grabbed her wrist. "You need to leave "Now," he said, his grip tightening. I could see that the woman was struggling to break free from the soldier's grasp, but he was much too strong for her. She started screaming and flailing, but he remained calm and composed, refusing to let her go. "Let me go, you brute! How dare you touch me?" she shouted. The soldier didn't say anything, but instead started to drag her towards the station security office. I followed closely behind, trying to make sure that everything remained under control. When we got to the security office, the soldier let go of the woman and explained the situation to the officers on duty. They quickly took her into custody, and I could see that she was still shouting and screaming as they led her away. I turned to the soldier and thanked him for his service to our country, as well as for his bravery in handling the situation with the entitled woman. He simply nodded and said, "It's all part of the job." I couldn't help but feel a sense of admiration for that guy. He had remained calm and professional throughout the entire ordeal, even when the entitled woman was doing her best to provoke him. It was clear that he was someone who took his duty seriously, both as a member of the military and as a citizen of our country. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.